Welcome to my channel, My Python Classes. This video is all about making simple programs in multiple different ways. So, as you can see on the screen, I have written, we are going to see a program where we will find area and perimeter of a rectangle. So, my friends, I'm going to show you the first way, the most generic way. Here I am making a function called getAreaPerimeter. Now I'm going to read the values from the user. I've given the details of these statements what I'm writing in the previous video. If you have not seen the previous video, I would request you to go and please see the video and then come back to this video so that you can understand things easily. I would also request you to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button so that you can always get the notifications whenever I upload any new video. So in this statement, as you can see here, I have taken as L equals to int within parenthesis. Int is the function here, which is taking another function inside. That function is input, and this input is going to on screen show enter the length, and user whatever will be putting in, that value will be taken in form of length and will be stored in the location in memory, which is going to be referred as L. Now in a similar way, I'm going to write for the breadth also. L meant the length and the B is the breadth. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write area equals to, I'll simply write the formula here, and peri, I've taken the name of that location where the perimeter is going to be stored. This is the variable name, so I'm writing it as peri. I can write any symbolic name which symbolizes the purpose for what I have used this variable. So L is my length, B is my breadth, area is the area of that rectangle, and perimeter is to find out the perimeter of the rectangle. So this is how I have completely written the statements which is going to be calculating the things. Now I need to display the output. So what I will write print, the area is and now that's it, my friends. This is done. Now in order to call it, what I will do is I will write the name of the function which I have defined. I have kept the function name a little lengthy. I would suggest you to keep small but symbolic names. Now the moment I press enter, it shows me the first statement being executed, and it is asking me to enter the length. I have put 4 and I have given 6. The area is 24 and the perimeter is 20. Now this is one of the ways in which this program can get executed. Now I'm going to show you how we can make multiple functions to divide the whole big process into small processes and then integrate the whole thing together. It is somewhat like when we follow a recipe of making any food, we bring, arrange and keep all the things, the ingredients ready. So the next approach which I will be showing you is going to show you the way in which we are not going to do the things all together in one single set, but we are going to break it down into smaller blocks. So what I am doing is now the same program in a little different manner. Now a new thing I'll be adding here. It's just to find the area, because I'll make another module where I'll be making the statements to execute for finding out the perimeter. So what you can see here is I've taken another function where I am writing the statements which is going to help me to find out the perimeter. Now in a similar way, that's it. Now I'm going to use these two functions as the ingredients. So when the ingredients are ready, now the recipe is going to be made. So the recipe is going to be this, where this time I am going to change the name. Let it be length. I can use anything in fact. But certainly not the keywords. Now what are keywords? Gradually we are going to learn about it. For now, just write small such programs and then enjoy computing. I can copy and paste also. So selection, copying is Control C and pasting is Control V. I can do those things exactly the way I do it in any of the word processors. Now what I will do is I will write get area length. Now what is happening here? We have called the function that we have made. Sorry, I did a mistake here. It should be BREA. In a similar fashion here also it should be BREA. Why? Because the names that I have kept should definitely match. Now what? So here this is the first ingredient, this is the second ingredient, and this is the recipe in which I have integrated the ingredients all together. So now what I will be following, I will not be following the ingredients individually, I will call the whole recipe together. That is get area peri. So I will call get area peri, and with this what will happen, see, the first line inside this is length equals to this thing, this line. So this line is going to get executed. So the moment I will press enter, it is going to ask me enter the length of the rectangle. So I have given say 4, then I have given 7. Now what is going to happen? The length is 4, BREA is 7. So this length 4 and BREA 7 is going to go to these two blocks. So this is how we can pass values from one function to the another function. So get area is being called and we are passing two values from this method, this function, that is get area peri, to get area. And then right after that, when it's going to produce its output, after that the next statement is to call the next function, and there in a similar fashion we have sent L and B's value as length and breadth respectively. So this is going to be calculating on the basis of the values which it has received, and then accordingly the output is going to be obtained. So this is how we can create it. Now you must be thinking, when a simple program can be written the way I have written in the first part of the video, why am I making it complicated unnecessarily? Now this is just a simple example where we have taken a sample program, but when you are going to see in real world you will be making program for complex problems, there it is always suggested that you don't take the whole big problem together, rather you break it down into smaller segments, and smaller functions are going to be the solutions of them, and all those functions together are going to be brought in one single function which is going to call it in a sequence which is going to perform the final operation. Now this is one of the ways where we were calling the function, we were sending the data from one function to the other function, and the other function which was getting called was printing it on the screen. Now same thing again can be done in a little different manner again. What I am going to do is, I am going to make almost the same thing. So I have copied it here. So this time if you notice what I have written, I have not printed the value, rather I have written return area. Now what does that mean? That also I will explain in a very easy way. Now return is a keyword or a reserved word. That means something which is specified by the interpreter. Whenever I write return, it is going to mean a standard meaning. Now what will this do? Now if I consider this to be the recipe now, that means the main program which is going to integrate all other functions. Here what is happening, L is equals to int input. This straight line is just going to take the input and store it in the memory location which is going to be referred as L. Now the next line is going to take the breadth and will store it in B. Now what is going to happen? Get area L comma B is not straight away getting printed, but it is part of a print statement. That means this print statement is going to write the area is, and then is going to call this function. Which function? This get area function, which I have right now created. What will it do? It is going to the function get area along with taking the values of L and B. So whatever I will be inputting from here, that is going to go straight to this function. Now the area is going to be calculated, and when I write return, this is the way in which this function which is getting called sends data to the function which was calling it. Now let us try to understand the concept of calling function and the called function. Now this get area perimeter is the calling function for get area and get perimeter. Why? Because in this function get area perimeter, we have statements like get area. That means we are calling the function get area. We are telling get area to get executed. Now with this, whenever we put a parenthesis, and within that whenever we specify any value, that is taken as a carrier and brings it to the function which is going to execute finally. And when return statement is written, this return statement takes the value from this function and gets it to the calling function. So now is the turn. We will see how it runs. Now it's going to take similar type of input from me, and it's going to produce the same result. So I would recommend all of you to take simple such questions and then try it in all three ways. You can always put up your queries and questions in the comments below, along with what kind of problems exactly you want to see being solved in my upcoming videos. I will definitely make the videos and I will post it. So keep watching the videos and keep enjoying. Happy coding. Thank you.